Over the course of the last couple of weeks, there's been 2 new women's championships added. Obviously, you had
Yeah.
the Women's United States Championship and then the Women's Intercontinental Championship, right? So, how do you feel about it? Number 1, and who would you pick to be the first respectively of each to hold each belt?
So this is long overdue, right? Let's be clear. I felt like the women's division is the best it has been. I think that I almost felt like the right time would have been in 2016 when we saw them, with Sasha and Charlotte and Bayley and Becky Lynch and Carmella and just Naomi. Like there's so many I'm probably missing, but those are just ones that come to mind right away. But it's unbelievable to think that they've even taken a step up from where that was, because 2015 to 2016 was amazing. Once again, the best match to me ever in women's history happened in 2015
Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? So like by far. So like it's not close. Second is Trish leader on that Monday Night Raw, 4 years ago. But yeah, like I love the fact that they finally came up to that. I think they listened to the fans. I think the fans have been clamoring for that. I mean, I've been one of the leaders of that charge, so I'm glad that they took heed to that and made that a thing. It also will introduce us to new talent that,
Right.
just let's see how they handle being in that spotlight as a mid-carder or even upper mid-card or eventually a main event, player in certain pay-per-views. So we'll see how that goes. I do think that eventually this leads back to, I don't know if they'll name it Evolution again, but it maybe now you can have it all women's pay-per-view now. If you have the Raw, the women's world champion, the WWE women's champion, and now you have all these
Yeah.
belts that have it just all women's pay-per-view. So I do think that that's something they can get back to, and maybe that's their vision for that. But to get back to what you said initially about who should good for the U.S. title, Chelsea Green.
Yes.
She absolutely, she deserves that moment. She earned that Money in the Bank. She stole the show at Money in the Bank, and I feel like it's time to give her flowers in that regard. I would love to see her get that first, women's U.S. women's title. It's funny. I was joking earlier going to say call it belt, but I'm like, you can't call it belt. Even though we don't work for the company, we can say whatever
No,
we
can't
want.
do that.
You can't do that, right? So give it a strap. Oh, but yeah, no, yeah. Chelsea Green for sure should be the first one for the U.S. Championship for the IC. And only because I see her now as the current workhorse, I had to give it to Bayley. I let
Yep.
Bayley be the first IC because that title has always represented a workhorse. She to me defines currently what it means to be the workhorse. I would love to see Bayley be the first person to get that. She'd be deserving of that too.
Yeah, I think. Listen, those are both great picks. I think I'm very happy about these 2 additions. Right, like there's always obviously always on the IWC, like there's just people are just they're not happy unless they're upset,
Right.
and more titles is going to water it down. But no, it's like, listen, if you are presenting a women's division that is equal to a men's division, you have to have the same championships.
Right.
And having an Intercontinental Women's Champion makes whatever world champion, whether the WWE or the World Heavyweight Champion, stronger, because now there's actual, like, you can see contention. Oh, so the IC champ, if they lose, they're going to go after the world champ. Right?
Right.
Like that's what it's always been on the men's side. I agree with both of your picks, but I just have one one that differs. I want Chelsea Green to be the Intercontinental Champion.
Okay.
And I want Zelina Vega to be the United States champion. I think
Okay.
she's long overdue to hold
Yes.
a belt.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
anytime they have shined the light on her, she has just fucking performed. That match in Puerto Rico was great. I mean, anytime she has again, she's given a chance on the mic or she's given a chance in the ring, she shines.
Right.
So give her the respect that she deserves.
Yep. No, so it's funny because I was thinking about having her as the number 1 contender. So I definitely believe that she should be in that picture for sure. Like I just thought that. So I'm glad you addressed it and said that, because like she said, she definitely would be deserving as well. But like I said, that Money in the Bank match sold it for me when it came to Chelsea Green, and also for her to help elevate, Piper Niven as well, and them to be like that, silly goofy tag team. My only thing is like, just they got to find a way to make every title prestigious. Because once again, they've kind of dropped the ball with the women's tag team championship.
It's like every time that there's a new champion, somebody gets hurt for the women's tag team. Like
Right.
every time.
Yeah. So it's like it's definitely cursed in that regard. Low key. So it's just like, and once again, they started off right because years ago when they started, I think it was 2019. They did it like that was a great match to get the what is 2019? I think it was 2019.
2022, right? Wasn't it?
No, but no women's tag team title.
Was it 2019 with Sasha?
Yeah, counting for the first one. Yeah, so yeah, they won it. Yeah.
No, Sasha and Bayley were. They won the
elimination. Yes, I'm sorry. I was sorry. I was there when the Iconics won.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I got it mixed up, but yes, yeah. So they started off strong and giving it to Sasha and Bayley, and then
they changed
they won. Yeah, so that was a really good match at that 35. So excuse me. So that's there, but I think they just got to find a way to build that prestige there. Let some people have some long runs too, like we had it on the men's side too. So, if you have Bayley running for a year, and then like I said, it makes it more prestigious when that person beats them a year later or 6 months later or whatever it may be. So, never been. I would say never been a fan, but I don't love the hot potato style of title changing. I think to me, that weakens the belt. That weakens the championship in that regard. So I don't love that. But yeah, I'm excited to see how they do it. I don't know. I'm assuming they're gonna have like a tournament for it. I mean, granted, maybe because this was around the War Game thing, so they didn't want to. And also, but I would have loved to see them do like a match for that at this event. Maybe they do it at the Royal Rumble. Who knows? I don't know.
No, I think it's Saturday night's main event. I think that's what's
going to be. Right, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
I think both of those are going to be the selling point for them because the last time that they were in that Long Island Coliseum in Nassau, I'm pretty sure it was Evolution. Well, they sold that out.
Gotcha. Yep. Yeah, it was. Yes. Yep.
So, and I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to have Jesse Ventura on the call. That's going to be so good. I cannot. He's going to be back.
It's funny. Side note. I just saw the video of when he came back years ago to be the Raw guest host. I mean, I've seen it before, but it's been a while. And him and Vince were going back. Well, mostly him burying Vince on the promo and how he didn't. He sucked at this. He was like, he's like, oh, your father made you an announcer because you wasn't as good. And then here's a tuxedo, and he came out and did that. Because I think people, from a younger generation, we know Vince is the announcer because we're old enough to remember. But I was like, yeah, people forget what it is. He had a lot of great calls as an announcer. So like I said, obviously, the first one I think of is WrestleMania 12. With Sean beats Brett. Saying like that. You always forget. You always remember that. So yeah, so it's just like that's that. Or with Miss Elizabeth and Randy Savage at WrestleMania 7, like you remember those calls. So that was cool to see. So yeah, I look forward to seeing that happen. I'm not surprised that he did it because I feel like that's what fans are going to remember him from as that. So yeah, so that should be cool. So I'm excited to see those matches unfold and see who they choose to crown.